The Alabama Farmers Federation and the Alabama Farmers Cooperative proudly present Simply Southern with your hosts Jim Allen and Mary Johnson.
Good morning and welcome to Simply Southern. I'm Mary Johnson.
And I'm Jim Allen. Coming up on today's show, it's not enough just to tell kids about the importance of agriculture. Students today are learning about opportunities on the farm through competitive events.
All these contests, that's why they call career development events. Every single one of these contests will prepare a kid for a future career.
What's pink and goes 200 miles an hour? A race car, and the fuel that allows it to zip around the track may have come from a farm near you.
Ethanol is made from corn, and we can produce a clean, renewable source of energy right here at home with American farmers.
Plus, Sidney Phelps of Bonnie Plants will show you how to have fresh, restaurant-style tomatoes at home.
But hearken, ye gentle viewers, for our journeys hath delivered us to a festival most medieval.
Florence, Italy, and Florence, Alabama are sister cities named after each other. So the Renaissance started in Florence, Italy, and so we decided to do that here.
When Simply Southern doth continue.
What we eat, what we wear. It all starts somewhere. And if it's good, it usually starts with a farmer. And that somewhere is right here in Alabama. In a field, in a barn, on a tractor. Right now, there's a farmer starting something good for all of us. And it all starts right here in Alabama.
What one thing can you say about your local quality co-op store? You can trust us. You get what you need for your farm, for your lawn and garden, and the safest products for your pets. We're locally owned and operated, and you can trust that we care about our community and the people in it. So if you're a raised bed gardener, a rose gardener, or if you farm hundreds of acres, the Quality Co-op Store has exactly what you need to get the job done. All this plus friendly, knowledgeable advice. Your Quality Co-op Store. There's one near you.
Even those of us who struggle with the names, eras, dynasties, and dates that make up human history have probably heard of the Renaissance. From advances in art and sciences to the invention of printing and the rise of the democratic republic governing our nation today, the Renaissance completely changed the face of medieval Europe. Florence, Italy is widely considered the birthplace of this famous cultural movement, and every year our very own Florence, right here in Alabama, celebrates its namesake's legacy. When the red and gold shades of autumn usher us towards another cold winter season, the city of Florence annually celebrates a rebirth, or to use the French word, a renaissance. For 30 years, Alabama's only official Renaissance Fair has drawn thousands of revelers and gentlefolk to pay homage to one of history's most important cultural movements.
Florence, Italy, and Florence, Alabama are sister cities named after each other. So the Renaissance started in Florence, Italy, more or less, and was propagated from there and spread out. And so we decided to do that here, and it was designed for education.
The colorful cast of characters strolling through Wilson Park during the weekend event looks like a tryout for a Shakespeare play, recalling the Renaissance's medieval beginnings. From kings and queens to chivalrous armored knights, part of the fun for longtime attendees of the fair is bringing history to life.
I have 4 different characters I do. I'm a monk and a nobleman and a peasant and an elf.
And an elf.
And the elf is very infrequent, just whenever he can get away from the woods.
And for longtime attendees like Lee Freeman, playing the part can get more involved than just wearing a costume.
Some of us go really deep. My brother refuses to go see a medieval-themed movie with me because I'll critique it.
One of Lee's alter egos, a 13th century monk, has even written a sort of guidebook for greenhorns to medieval discourse and social niceties, like me. I'm a low-life servant, serf, whatever you want to call me. I walk upon you. How do I react to you?
Well, you might say something like, "Good day, my lord."
Good day, my lord.
Very nice.
I might need a little more work on that, folks. But whether you come garbed in tunic and breeches or just slap on some jeans and an old mesh bag, The Alabama Renaissance Fair is a fun way to visit an earlier age with something to do for every age.
We bring entertainment from all over. We have vendors that come from Ohio, Kansas, Louisiana, Texas. They literally travel all year long. We have a bunch of musical groups we bring in that wander around. We have a woman who plays the hammered dulcimer. If you've never heard that, it's really amazing to hear it. We have a group called the Kazakis who do period reenactment, and they fight with live steel. And we have our children's area that we always have. We have a quintain set so they can faux joust.
And while the ring of swords, the royal pageantry, and all the merry minstrels make for a good medieval time, refreshment is a different matter entirely. A corn dog, my kingdom for a corn dog.
We take for granted our table salt and ginger and pepper and all the spices we have, but they didn't have that, so a lot of their food was very unspiced and very bland. A lot of people choose the more modern food, and I can't blame them.
But being in a town named for the birthplace of the Renaissance, the Alabama Renaissance Fair was founded with a mission to educate as well as entertain. Members work in nearby schools throughout the year with historical demonstrations, period poetry contests, chess clubs, and many other offerings they hope will bring awareness to this monumental chapter in history.
If it gets kids hooked on history, so if they go, hey, I want to go look up Norman Knights, or I want to look up Leonardo da Vinci, then we've done our job.
It was really one of the greatest changes in history. The inventions, the artwork, everything that went into that era is just unreal, unbelievable. It moved us forward so far ahead of where we were from the Dark Ages into the day that we live in now.
The Alabama Renaissance Fair regularly draws more than 30,000 people.
That's a lot of folks coming into Florence, but it is a free event and it's all volunteer staff, so they pay for everything off of the vendor fees.
That's right. If you hadn't been, you ought to check it out.
Coming up next, what do football, baseball, and livestock have in common? Well, besides animal hides, they're all examples of high school teams. Find out about student agriculture competitions, also known as career development events, when Simply Southern continues.
We all have busy lives. When my customers have a claim, I want to help them get things back to normal as quickly as possible. There's no better claim service out there, and that's one of the reasons I work for Alpha Insurance. And our Alpha to Go app is just one way we make it easy to get that service. Anytime, anywhere.
For the best agents in the business, call Alpha.
Alabama soybean farmers help fuel the state's economy. Soybeans are used to make clean, renewable biodiesel and are a key ingredient in feed for poultry, catfish, and livestock. Soybeans are used in dozens of products we use every day. But best of all, soybean farmers generate $258 million and more than 4,000 jobs for Alabama's economy, all while helping conserve our natural resources. Explore the power of soy.
Today's farming operation is more complex than ever before, with precision agriculture becoming an integral piece to farm management. AccuField provides precision agriculture technologies and site-specific management capabilities in a simplified and interactive format, helping you put all the pieces of the farming puzzle together. For more information, visit us at www.accufield.com.
Support healthy food from local farmers by purchasing a Farming Feeds Alabama license plate. The tag funds education and promotion efforts, including Ag in the Classroom, agricultural scholarships, and youth programs. Get your Ag tag today.
We believe a plant should be more than a plant. This one is. It's all you need for your garden to succeed. Because it's a Bonnie plant. It represents hundreds of varieties of Bonnie's quality veggies and herbs. But more, it's from generations of Bonnie people who are passionate about sharing their love of gardening with you. Look for this little Bonnie plant and a whole family of plants like it in your garden center. Bonnie plants, so you'll know how to grow.
The Chinese philosopher Confucius once said, "I hear and I forget. I see and I remember. I do, and I understand. Agriculture teachers across Alabama are helping students understand farming by participating in career development events. At these events, growing America's food and fiber becomes a competition.
Ben and Heather Maples both grew up in agriculture. Alabama wasn't even a state when the Maples family farm was founded back in 1818. So it's safe to say they have a passion for farming.
My great-granddaddy, he delivered babies in the little store building right there behind us. So this land is very important to us, and it's very important to manage the land properly and manage our operation properly, because it's the family heritage that's behind it.
While still actively involved in his family's cattle business, Ben's full-time career is more about cultivating minds than herds.
I teach high school agriculture at Elmont High School, and it's a small school, about 1,000 kids, K through 12. I have about 150 students enrolled in my ag program.
Today, Ben has brought his ag class on a field trip to his family farm. While his students love any break from the classroom, they're actually getting ready to go head-to-head with student rivals from neighboring schools in an upcoming competition.
This is my land evaluation team, and they are practicing for an upcoming district contest in a couple weeks. This is a CDE, or career development event through FFA, and what they're doing is they have 4 sites, and they are taking these sites and evaluating what practices they need to do to these different types of land to improve it.
Land judging is one of several CDEs offered by FFA as a fun way of fulfilling their mission to prepare new generations for success through agricultural education.
FFA is really dear to me, and I really like these competitive events, and the kids really like these competitive events, and the ones that we really push is like the land judging, the livestock evaluation. We also do a welding team. Last year we started a discussion meet for our county FFA, and that's turned into a very good contest. Students love this.
Like their teacher, the career paths for many of these students probably won't lead to full-time farming. But having spent a life in agriculture, Ben is well aware of the lessons it can teach.
Most students like, I'm never going to own a cow. I'm never going to do anything, so why do I need to be a livestock judger? Through public speaking, creed speaking, discussion meet, extemporaneous speaking, livestock judging, all these, teach these kids how to speak and then give them confidence to get up and be able to speak in front of a group. And all these contests, that's why they call career development events. Every single one of these contests will prepare a kid for a future career.
Offering these interactive educational activities has had a clear impact on Elmont's ag program, with participation swelling from 35 students in Maple's first year to over 100 students today.
Used to, I just kind of went to school and left. I didn't really get involved in anything. And so here I get to meet new people and go to different places, and we get out of school sometimes for events. And some of these events you can even win money in, so that's always a nice bonus.
At first, ag was not so into it. And then when he came, we started going into the ag shop and welding and painting and building things and learning how to stain. And it's led me to where I want to go in life. I want to be an ag teacher, and I want to attend Mississippi State.
Parents of 2 young daughters, Ben and Heather Maples are thankful their children will enjoy the benefits they themselves had growing up on a farm. And while many of his students may never step foot in a field or barn, through the CDEs and other programs offered through FFA, he hopes to share the bounty that agriculture has meant for many generations of his family.
I want 100% participation in FFA, on my FFA. I want every kid to have an opportunity to compete in an event, do a service project, get a chapter or green hand degree, and because FFA is dear to my heart, and I know it can benefit anybody who wants to be a part of it.
For Simply Southern, I'm Samantha Carpenter.
It's amazing how that program has grown in just a few years.
And Ben says that for the students who are participating in CDEs, they're overall better students because they're enjoying school more, so their grades are better in other classes.
It just goes to show you what ag ed can do for children.
Absolutely.
Up next, farmers aren't just growing food and fiber anymore. Now they're growing fuel. And a certain well-known auto racing association has taken advantage of the benefits of ethanol.
One out of 4 Alabama residents have benefited from the Alabama Cooperative Extension System. Last year, Master Gardener Managed Gardens donated $150,000 worth of fruits and vegetables to food banks, and over 25,000 young people developed math, science, technology, and engineering skills through 4-H. Now what we want to know is, how can we help you?
Alabama wheat and feed grain farmers grow food, fuel, and freedom. Their harvest helps feed Alabama's multi-million-dollar livestock, catfish, and poultry industries while reducing America's dependence on foreign countries for energy and food. By combining their strength with farmers of other commodities, feed grain growers are fueling the economic growth of Alabama communities.
What we eat, what we wear. It all starts somewhere. And if it's good, it usually starts with a farmer. And that somewhere is right here in Alabama. In a field, in a barn, on a tractor. Right now, there's a farmer starting something good for all of us. And it all starts right here in Alabama.
Support healthy food from local farmers by purchasing a Farming Feeds Alabama license plate. The tag funds education and promotion efforts, including Ag in the Classroom, agricultural scholarships, and youth programs. Get your Ag tag today.
Nothing brings the family together like U.S. farm-raised catfish. American catfish farmers are dedicated to producing a premium, healthy catfish with a consistently mild, sweet flavor. Because we take as much pride in our work as you do in your cooking. From our family farms to your family's table, you can be sure you're getting the highest quality fish. Because your family deserves the best. U.S. farm-raised catfish.
According to legend, stock car racing started off in the 1920s when moonshiners tried to outrun the law during Prohibition. Nearly 100 years later, drivers have changed from running alcohol to running on alcohol in their fuel tanks. Kevin Worthington has more from where else? Talladega.
You may not be used to driving at speeds up to 200 miles per hour, but your car can still benefit from ethanol the same way these high-performance vehicles do. In fact, there's probably ethanol in your car's tank right now, because most of the gasoline sold in the United States contains at least a 10% blend of the fuel. Last fall, farmers from across Alabama attended the race at Talladega to tell NASCAR fans about the benefits of the blended fuel.
Ethanol is made from corn, and it's important to me because it provides another market for my corn products, but it's also a clean, renewable source of energy, and as American, that makes me very proud because it gives us the independence to not have to source our energy needs from other governments and other countries. We can produce a clean, renewable source of energy right here at home with American farmers.
26-year-old Austin Dillon drives the American ethanol car that's owned by his grandfather, who's a NASCAR legend and a farmer. Richard Childress says his involvement with agriculture made him want to be associated with ethanol. But his team's not the only one that's been powered to victory lane by fuel made from corn.
All the race cars use ethanol, and that's one of the questions. In order to get a prize at this booth, they have to tell us a driver that uses ethanol, and it seems like a trick question, but they can name any driver or say all of them and they win a prize.
That's right. For the past 5 years, every vehicle in every NASCAR race has been fueled by ethanol. And the sponsors of the number 3 car are partnering with growers who farm near each of the racing venues to tell the public about the advantages of the alternative fuel.
It's a trailer they take around to all the racetracks just to educate people on, and they actually have the kernels of corn and then how the process that it goes through to convert into ethanol. So just kind of the process the corn goes through and the benefit that it is to have another market for corn.
Hornady says ethanol is not only good for race cars, it's good for communities. The 10% blend will run in any vehicle made since 1980, and many newer cars will operate on a higher blend. It also reduces emissions by as much as 59%, and provides tens of thousands of jobs at ethanol plants located throughout the country. The fuel's taken some criticism by groups who say food is being taken off our plates and put into our gas tanks. But farmers say there's plenty of corn to go around.
I feel that the American farmer, when tasked with a challenge, can meet the demand of supplying enough corn for our feed, fuel, and food needs.
For Simply Southern, I'm Kevin Worthington.
Since adopting ethanol for all events in 2011, NASCAR drivers have now driven more than 10 million miles on the fuel.
That is a whole lot of miles, but I know I put a lot of miles on my personal car with ethanol as well, and glad for it. Helps keep gas prices lower.
And I hope you get to do that for a long time.
Me too.
When we return, Sidney Phelps from Bonnie Plants has some pointers on how you can have restaurant-style tomatoes at home.
When AJ was born with a heart defect, we practically lived at the hospital. We weren't prepared for that. My Alpha customers, my Alpha family made sure we had everything we needed. Now I'm even more motivated to help take care of them. Who I am fits what I do. I am Alpha.
For the best agents in the business, call Alpha.
What one thing can you say about your local quality co-op store? You can trust us. You get what you need for your farm, for your lawn and garden, and the safest products for your pets. We're locally owned and operated, and you can trust that we care about our community and the people in it. So if you're a raised bed gardener, a rose gardener, or if you farm hundreds of acres, the Quality Co-op Store has exactly what you need to get the job done. All this plus friendly, knowledgeable advice. Your Quality Co-op Store. There's one near you.
We believe a plant should be more than a plant. This one is. It's all you need for your garden to succeed. Because it's a Bonnie plant. It represents hundreds of varieties of Bonnie's quality veggies and herbs. But more, it's from generations of Bonnie people who are passionate about sharing their love of gardening with you. Look for this little Bonnie plant and a whole family of plants like it in your garden center. Bonnie plants, so you'll know how to grow.
Hey everybody, Sidney Phelps here with Bonnie Plants. Back in the kitchen today and we're working on a recipe for marinated tomatoes. This is something that you see popular with bruschetta, all different things. They're great for snacking. So first off, I want to get my dry and wet ingredients put into a bowl. So I've got a 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil. So I'm going to throw that in there. I have got 3 tablespoons of a white vinegar wine. I've got a teaspoon of sugar, a teaspoon of salt and pepper mixed together, a teaspoon of dried oregano and dried thyme, and then a tablespoon of minced garlic. So let's get that all out of there. So we're going to set those together, let them sit there. What I'm working on here is just basically some basil. So I've got fresh basil out of the garden and I am mincing it up pretty finely. And what we're going to do is we're going to add this in with the rest of the ingredients. I'm going to put some parsley in here in just a second, but I'll throw that in there. The thing behind this is you're just putting basically fresh herbs right into this, this mix. So I'm going to strip this parsley down, get the stems and everything out, and then we're going to add the tomatoes here. This is a really neat recipe. It's easy to go. I'm going to show you how you can store it and everything like that, but it just works really well for caprese style salads, anything that you would put, you know, marinated. Like you go in the store, you see the olive and the tomato sections that you can buy these. This is an easy way that you can make it at home. Put it in the refrigerator and you've got it for up to 6 months. It's really easy to do. So gonna get this parsley minced down here really good. All right, that'll get it started from there. Throw that in there, and then we're just basically gonna take the tomatoes whole. You can half them if you want, but you can take them whole or halved. I like to keep them whole, and then you just work it all together. So you can get your hands in there, get it dirty, get all those ingredients mixed in, work that all together. This is gonna take a good hour to marinate to get started with, but you're gonna want at least 24 hours. If you put 24 hours on this, it's gonna allow the marinade to really soak in and set up and go through. Now, the cool way to store this, in my opinion, is just using your regular everyday mason jar. So with the mason jar, you wanna just put your tomatoes, we're gonna ease these in here. It looks cool. It's nice to have in the house, decorative. And then like I said, these can be perfect for snacking as you're going through. So we're gonna fill this up. And this makes about 2 pints, this recipe. So you can constantly add more in what you're needing. But when you get ready to serve this, it works great. All you have to do is just add a little bit of mozzarella, put some extra parsley over top of it, and you're good to go. Once your jar's filled, fill the top remaining with olive oil, let it set up, put it in your refrigerator to marinate, keep it in the refrigerator, it'll last up to 6 to 8 months. And with that, for more recipes or any options you're looking for, go to bonnieplants.com or our app, Homegrown with Bonnie Plants.
If you'd like to ask Sidney a question, drop him an email at simplysouthern@alafarm.com and he may answer it on an upcoming show. Additional recipes and tons of gardening tips are always available at bonnieplants.com.
That's all the time we have for today. Thanks for joining us. Be sure to come back next Sunday morning when we'll visit with a group of guys that like to spend their spare time bending steel.
And we'll tag along as a group of students relive life in Alabama in the 19th century. I'm Mary Johnson.
And I'm Jim Allen. Before we go, here's some links to help you get more information on the stories we featured today. We'll see you again next week.
Simply Southern is a production of the Alabama Farmers Cooperative and the Alabama Farmers Federation.